Well, here it is, pushing 3 a.m. on December 26th. I've got Milo on me. He's my boogie. Um, I didn't even turn my phone and podcast off until about 2 because I knew that the second I did, I wasn't tired enough to fall asleep, and I knew that I would just be replaying the day. And it was 2 a.m., and I do have to work for a couple of hours tomorrow. And I was right. Second, I turned everything off. I turned on a meditation, and I just kept playing things in my head that happened today. Um, it's hard. I wish that I didn't feel the need to overthink every little thing that I did and said, and that other people did and said. I got there, the pot was, it kicked in a little bit after we showed up, and I'm just chatting about stuff. Everybody else is just normal, I guess. It's amazing just really how the mask slips once the pot hits, and we start doing rounds of gifts, and just I can feel myself kind of slowly sobering up almost, as the time goes on, even though I'm still high. I just, yeah, can't sleep. I'll go back to bed, and I'll probably turn on an audiobook that I'm hoping that she writes. It's a nonfiction book and about relationships, platonic love relationships. Anyways, it hasn't been as good as I thought it would be, and so I keep listening to it basically when I'm falling asleep, because so far I don't feel like I've missed anything. It's just telling people's story of how the platonic friendship, love friendship, and yeah. Anyways, it's irrelevant. That's what I'll probably do next. But I don't know. It's just, I guess more of the same as how I was feeling after Thanksgiving, just wanting. Just I leave there wanting, feeling just unseen when I'm there. I don't, I contribute and I talk, but sometimes it feels like I'm the only one who talks. And I've always had a bad habit with oversharing, and then when the mask comes off, I really overshare, and it's not even oversharing. It's just talking about life, like Milo curling up on the bed with the cat, except that the cat was in the middle of the dog bed, and Milo curls up on the edge of the corner, and it's just little stuff like that. And but I just felt so much like, while I'm in the process of talking. Oh, there's Huey. Just passing by. Like, people are already not listening. Yeah, after we did gifts, we kind of just sat around and kind of chatted. And my older brother, every single time I see him, I ask him what he does with his time, because he's not working. And I don't ever get an answer. Ever. I I guess I got an answer today. He eats, sleeps, and poops. Yeah. It's like, okay, I get it. We're not here to bond. We're not here to connect. We're here because it's Christmas and we are blood relatives, and this is what we're required to do. And that's how it feels leaving there. Although gifts were on point this year. I got a lot to do, a lot of puzzles. I got 6. I got 4 puzzles. And Brian got 4 puzzles? Yeah. And they're all 1,000 piece. So lots to do this year. Oh, there goes mine. And some cross stitch, and I'm starting to crochet because I need something to do with my hands when I'm just sitting around. And anyways, but yeah, it was good. Mom got me a coloring book, and yeah, it was a really good gift giving year. It felt thoughtful. But I'd rather be able to feel like I can be myself, I guess, than get good gifts. I'm always just missing having a family, which is why I've created my own. But Brian and Lorna can be my only family, and then my very good acquaintances come over occasionally, but just missing out. So I asked my older brother, Wesley, what he does with his time, what he does with his days, and I don't get an answer. And so my mom asks, Brian, what do you do with your days? And he's talking about sourdough. He's baking, he's cooking, he's cleaning, takes dogs for walks. He talks about what he does with his time. And my mom, this is how little we communicate. Apparently my mom didn't even know he had been doing sourdough or anything, any baking really. And I just found that so interesting. I was like, what do you mean you don't know? Like, he makes sourdough snickerdoodles, cookies, and he has taken them to a bunch of events / had them available when we've hosted. So Jeremy is aware of them, and even Wesley actually has had them because he came to Hawkluck is what we call it. We called it that instead of Friendsgiving because Jeremy came up with Hawkluck. I'll say that. It's a good name. But we called it that instead of Friendsgiving because we had Jehovah's Witness friends that we were hoping to come join us, and they couldn't because it was Friendsgiving. But I'm like, it's just friends sharing a meal. Like, it's just an excuse for us to get together, but they don't come. But, Hawkluck is stuck. There's Huey. So yeah, even Wesley's had them, but my mom's like just completely shocked, just has no clue, and I'm just like, what? How? What? But it just, yeah, super indicative of our relationship and what it is and isn't. So then after Brian starts talking about what he does, then, gives a brief summary. And then my mom asked Jeremy's partner how her work's going and whatnot. And then she asked Jeremy, and he talks for a while actually, which is nice. He does not usually much of a sharer. And he said something about them putting processes in place and nobody really knowing what was going on or like seeing how it worked out. And I mentioned, as soon as, after he said that, I said, yeah, sounds like the credit union lately. And he shuts down immediately. That's the first thing I've said all day about work. He shuts down, gets up, walks away. My mom, she was in a really, she was in the mood to bitch today. Let's just say she complained about, I asked her how chorus has been, and she went on a tangent about everything that's been going on, and it's been frustrating. I totally get it. I was empathizing with her, saying like, yeah, that's really frustrating, and like that person's a diva, and but she just couldn't, like, she just kept going. And then I said that about work, and we actually work at the same credit union. And she immediately says, like, oh, yeah, how this other location doesn't have things rolled out and we have to test things. And she just starts going off on a tangent and bitching again. And it's like, I can't. After that, I got up and I called Lorna. I went for a short walk around the neighborhood. Called Lorna, just somebody who cares about what I have to say. I feel like I call her every Christmas, upset about something. Gosh, a few Christmases ago, Brian was shutting down. He has got trauma with Christmas that he hasn't dealt with, and he needs to, but he did a lot better this year. But I ended up going into the car. I was told him I was going to leave because he wasn't. And I texted him and I said, you've got 5 minutes and then I'm going to leave the house. He had 5 minutes to figure out if he wanted to pull himself up and or not. Huey's buddy. But then I get in the car and I call Lorna crying. Yeah, it just feels like I haven't. I guess I wonder if I'm ever going to get through Christmas without then just be able to feel the joy of Christmas and the I'm giving of gifts, the being thoughtful towards each other. I try to give people gifts, things that they look at and would be like, that's really cool, but do I need to spend my money on that? And try to get them those types of things because that's what I want. And I got that today, which is great. And I find a lot of joy in that, especially knowing that what I got people they really liked. And it would be nice to just be able to feel that again. My mom, yeah, I already said that in my earlier video after we opened gifts. I don't know. It feels like topics are beyond out of bounds. Like if I say anything about work, as if that's not my entire, day-to-day life. But Jeremy can talk about work for several minutes, which I'm not complaining about. He actually opened up and kind of shared what was going on. Even though it's only about work, of course, who knows what the fuck's going on in his personal life. Who knows what the fuck's going on in anyone's personal life because we don't ask. And even if you do, you don't share. So it's so frustrating because I just want to be able to feel like I can be myself, take the mask off, and I can't. I try, but then I can feel myself being judged and people not paying, or not even just that it's not paying attention, because, there is stuff going on, but people stop paying attention halfway through whatever it is I'm saying, or yeah. So I would like to go to sleep, but I would also like my brain to shut the fuck up so I can go to sleep. Here's hoping that I can go back to bed. I'm not going to try another meditation. The first one did not work, and it's my usual go-to. My body is so itchy right now. It must be the fucking leading up to Christmas. I don't know. I haven't felt that stressed, but starting on like Sunday, I'm just itchy everywhere. It's absolutely driving me nuts. And I think it's like little bumps. It's like I'm getting bit or something, but I'm most definitely not. It's just like spontaneous, random hive bumps throughout my body. Anyways, I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to fall asleep. I don't feel tired, even though I know I am. Like, God, I'm pretty sure if it had been quiet and the lights were dim at my mom's house, I would have been able to just fall asleep right there. But then, you get home and all the tension releases, and you're like, oh, it wasn't that I was tired, it's that I was done socializing. My battery was done. I'd felt enough like I'd been there long enough. I guess there's not much else to say other than to just continue to hash out a play-by-play of the day, and nobody needs that. And another yawn, I guess. Huey. He's being a little hunter right now. Everything's spread out because we hosted the in-laws on Wednesday, Christmas Eve. I think that's why I'm feeling especially tired and awake all at the same time right now, because it is exhausting hosting people who you don't know that well, which is Brian's family. And then the next day spending time with people who don't care to know you that well. I guess it's the same with both families, really. They only want to know just enough. But definitely not too much. Yeah. I don't. The holidays are over, so I can feel good about that. Jeremy is hosting New Year's Eve. Brian and I talked about going. It's the first time he's hosted since he bought his house. So I feel like Huey's pouncing at dog toy stuffing. Silly kitty. Anyways, but yeah, so Brian and I talked about doing that. So we'll probably do that on this upcoming Wednesday. We'll see how it is. I'm not looking forward to it, mostly because I just don't feel like socializing with a bunch of people that I don't know and couldn't give a shit about me. Yeah. But we'll end this off with a good note. The best Christmas gift I got today, well, I got a lot of good gifts. The best one was a cross stitch caterpillar, like the hungry caterpillar. It's got that arch in its back. And then underneath it, it says eat the rich. Got a lot of joy from that. I'm super excited to put that together and frame it and put it in my wall somewhere on the wall. Yeah, so ending with a high. That was a really great gift, and I'm super stoked about it. I hope everybody else had a better Christmas than I did. Well, yeah, they felt seen and heard, and like they weren't ticking a box by celebrating with the people they were. Lorna comes over Saturday, and we're gonna spend our Christmas day together on Saturday, and I'm really looking forward to that. So another high, and I'm gonna go attempt to sleep now. It's 3 a.m. and I don't work until 10, so I could realistically get 6.5 hours of sleep if I fell asleep right now. So here's hoping. Good night, everyone.